Welcome to This Week in Star Trek History for the week of March 17th through 23rd, 2025. As always, links to the Memory Alpha Star Trek Wiki page for each subject profiled can be found in the pinned comment below. And don't forget to stay tuned at the end of the video for a preview of this Saturday's NeoBlisseyX vs. Saturday Night Spectacular, as well as a special first look at a segment of the first episode of our forthcoming project here on the channel, NeoBlisseyX vs. the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge. Let's get started. On March 17, 1986, the 16th day of filming on the motion picture Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home sees the ending scene of the film, in which our 7 heroes are on the bridge of the new Enterprise A being filmed. On March 18, 1929, Jack B. Sowards, the writer of the screenplay for Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, is born in Texarkana, Arkansas, United States. He passed away in Valley Village, California, United States on July 8, 2007 at the age of 78. Sowards also wrote the second season Next Generation episode Where Silence Has Lease. On March 18, 1950, actors J.G. Hertzler and Brad Dourif are both born. Hertzler in Savannah, Georgia, United States, and Dourif in Huntington, West Virginia, United States. J.G. Hertzler guest starred on Star Trek Deep Space Nine as multiple characters, though most notably as General, later Chancellor, Martok, a role he would later reprise in Star Trek Online. A list of other characters he played can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. Perhaps best known as the voice of demonic doll Chucky in the Child's Play franchise, Brad Dourif portrayed murderous Betazoid Lon Suter in the Star Trek Voyager episodes Meld and Basics Parts 1 and 2. On March 18, 1963, Vanessa L. Williams, the actress who played Arandis in the 5th season Deep Space Nine episode Let He Who Is Without Sin, is born in Bronx, New York, United States. On March 19, 1969, Connor Trinneer, the actor who portrayed Enterprise NX-01 engineer Charles Trip Tucker III on Star Trek Enterprise, is born in Walla Walla, Washington, United States. On March 20, 1948, John Delancey, the actor best known as Q, is born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States. On March 20, 1958, Academy Award-winning actress Holly Hunter, who is set to play the Chancellor of the Academy in the forthcoming series Star Trek Starfleet Academy, is born in Conyers, Georgia, United States. Hunter's Best Actress Oscar win came for her performance in the 1993 film The Piano. On March 20, 1973, Sean Tourangeau, the designer of the Luna-class starship created for the Star Trek Titan novel series and later canonized in the Lower Decks episode No Small Parts, is born. A place of birth is not publicly listed. Tourangeau also designed the CSS World Raiser, seen in a painting in the alternate Picard Vineyard study in the Star Trek Picard episode Penance. On March 21, 1944, Jack Shearer, the actor who portrayed Admiral Hayes in the motion picture Star Trek First Contact, is born somewhere in the United States. Information on an exact place of birth is not publicly available. Shearer would later reprise the Admiral Hayes role in the Star Trek Voyager episodes Hope and Fear and Lifeline. A list of other characters he portrayed can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On March 21, 1968, Greg Ellis, the actor who portrayed Cardassian officer Akor in the Deep Space Nine series finale episode What You Leave Behind, and ill-fated Chief Engineer Olsen in the 2009 film Star Trek, is born in Wigan, England, United Kingdom. On March 21, 1973, Vanessa Branch, the actress who played the adult Naomi Wildman in the 7th season Voyager episode Shattered, is born in London, England, United Kingdom. On March 21, 1985, Sonequa Martin Green, the actress who portrayed Michael Burnham on Star Trek Discovery and in Star Trek Online, is born in Russellville, Alabama, United States. On March 22, 1931, William Shatner is born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Shatner's legacy cannot be simply summed up in a few paragraphs. The full story can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On March 22, 1938, Michael Westmore, chief makeup designer for all Star Trek productions from 1987 to 2005, excluding Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, is born in Los Angeles, California, United States. Westmore received multiple Emmy wins and further nominations, as well as an Academy Award nomination, specifically for Star Trek First Contact, for his work. On March 22, 1973, Alex Yeager, the Industrial Light and Magic art director for concept design and animatics on Star Trek First Contact, is born in Clarion, Pennsylvania, United States. As part of his work on First Contact, Yeager designed several starship classes for the opening battle of Sector 001. His favorite of those classes was the Akira class. Over a decade later, Yeager would return to the franchise as the overall ILM art director on the 2009 film Star Trek. On March 23, 1950, Anthony DeLongis, the actor who played Maj Kulla in the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Voyager, is born in Glendale, California, United States. On March 23, 1957, Amanda Plummer, the actress who portrayed Changeling Vadic in the 3rd season of Star Trek Picard, is born in New York City, New York, United States. She also portrayed the Daystrom Station scientist who became the template for Vadic's solid form, as seen in the 3rd season episode Dominion. Plummer is the daughter of late Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country actor Christopher Plummer, who portrayed General Chang. On March 23, 2023, the 3rd season Picard episode The Bounty is released on Paramount Plus in the United States. This episode marked the returns of several notable parts of Star Trek history. It marked the first live-action appearance of the 2nd Defiant-class USS Defiant since the Deep Space Nine series finale episode What You Leave Behind, the first appearance of the USS Voyager since the Voyager series finale episode Endgame, the first appearance of the USS Enterprise NCC 1701A since Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, the first appearance of the Klingon bird of prey nicknamed HMS Bounty since Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, the first on-screen appearance of the refitted Enterprise NX-01 created for the unproduced 5th season of Star Trek Enterprise, and the return of Daniel Davis as the holographic Professor Moriarty, among others. Next time on the NeoBlisseyX vs. Saturday Night Spectacular, Disney Infinity 3.0 month continues. This week, the shadow of the Empire has fallen over the galaxy, but a brave band of rebels fight to restore freedom to the galaxy. It's Star Wars: Rise Against the Empire. Don't miss it. Welcome to this special preview of the first episode of NeoBlisseyX vs. the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge. In this excerpt, you'll see what the challenge is about and the basics of the film chosen for the first category. The Starfleet Cinema section mentioned in my narration will be saved for the final release of this first episode, scheduled for release on April 1st, 2025. Please look forward to it. In the meantime, enjoy this preview, take care, and live long and prosper. In 2020, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, one of the most famous studios in the history of the American film industry, supplemented the unveiling of an updated version of its iconic logo and the news of its impending acquisition by online retail giant Amazon with a social media experiment. Known as the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge, this experiment challenged MGM's social media followers to share their favorite movies in each of 31 different categories, one for each day of a standard month. In this special series, which will release one video each day for 31 days, we will profile a movie that fits each theme. If a movie on this list features Star Trek talent contributions, Starfleet Cinema takes over and will profile those contributors. Day 1's category is the movie you've rewatched the most. Let the challenge begin. Originally released in theaters in the United States on November 18, 1988, Oliver and Company was the 27th film in the official canon, the lineage of films produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios that began with 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and that has continued to the present day. The most recent film in the lineage, as of this recording, was 2024's Moana 2. An adaptation of Charles Dickens' 1838 novel Oliver Twist, Oliver and Company moves the story to present day, when the film was produced and released, New York City, with Oliver being turned into a cat, and Dodger and the other members of Fagin's gang being turned into dogs. Surprisingly, Oliver and Company was not given a home video release at the time it was first issued. People would have to wait almost 8 years. On March 29, 1996, Oliver and Company would be re-released into theaters, with a first-ever home video release on September 24th of the same year. One last fun fact before we turn things over to Starfleet Cinema. Oliver and Company was the last official canon Disney film to have its soundtrack album released on vinyl record until 2013's Frozen.